Hello there. This week on Eric and Horror Stories, we're going to discuss a toy, a very special fuzzy kid's toy that was all the rage for a while. But if you really look at it, it's surprisingly sinister. And it's not this thing. What is up, YouTube? Eric and Horror Stories on the air. Eric here. And this week we're going to talk about something kind of childish. Actually, it's something I had when I was a child. But for the rest of you, it could possibly have been out of your nightmares. I don't know. So basically, they took a lot of drugs back in the day, kids. And I guess that's how this particular item got popular. Back in the 1950s, the Daishin, I may not be saying that correctly, Daishin CK company in Japan came up with something very interesting. The Jolly Chimp. Oh. Mr. Jolly Chimp. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's it. Wow, look at these guys. Aren't they cute? Hey, they're the monkeys. People say the monkey around. If any of you don't know that reference, that makes my heart sad. Don't tell me. Just don't tell me. That's right, 4 of these bad boys. Unfortunately, none of them work. But were they to work, you would flip a switch on the back, and they would just start this constant clapping. And they would clap, and they would clap, and they would clap until you either flip the switch off or you went mad from the constant clapping. Please stop the clapping. Also, if you push down on this little spot on their head, they would open their mouth and go, and their eyes would bug out. And all in all, just a great kid's toy, isn't it? I mean, what child wouldn't want these under the Christmas tree? Well, I sure did. And I would say their popularity had peaked in the 1970s, which I was born in the 70s, so right around the age, I'd say, of, 5 or 6, I don't know. Somehow I became aware of these things, and how I did, I don't know, because, I mean, there wasn't like social media or anything back then. It must have been on a TV commercial or something, and they only had like 3 TV networks, so I'm sure I saw this on TV. I'm sure I bugged the crap out of my mom to get me one, and my mom, bless her heart, of course, no matter how ridiculous she thought it was, gotta get her baby darling, that's what she liked to call me, what he wanted. So somehow she tracked one of these suckers down, and I wake up Christmas morning, go look under the Christmas tree, and right here, as you can see, yeah, Mr. Jolly Chimp. Now, over time, I lost track of that one, which is super sad. I don't know what happened to him. I never would have sold him or given him away. Somebody must have come in and stolen him. I mean, if I went in somebody's house to steal things, not that I do this, and I saw a Jolly Chimp, that would, who needs jewels or cash? I mean, these things are worth their weight in gold. So I probably would have taken the Jolly Chimp too, but I did lose my original one. Now, the Jolly Chimp itself, just to talk about it a little more, it's pretty iconic. You've probably all seen this fellow in one way or another, whether you've seen one in person. He was featured in some movies, had a prominent appearance in Close Encounters of the Third Kind in the 70s. Spaceship comes down and starts going crazy for the spaceship. And it's also been, I believe, in Aladdin. Somebody was turned into one of these. Toy Story 3, he makes an appearance. Even as late as last year, I believe he was in Annabelle Comes Home. No, I haven't seen that. I'm not actually a really big fan of Annabelle. Maybe I'll talk about those movies in the future and why I'm not that big a fan of them. But that's not the topic today. They've been in commercials. They've been in video games. I think they're in the Call of Duty games, kind of as a background thing. And yeah, they're also on a very iconic movie poster for a movie called Monkey Shines. I don't believe the cymbal monkey has anything to do with that movie, but he is very prominent on the poster. In fact, right here, see the Monkey Shines poster. And when I was looking this up on eBay to see how much those cost, I was like, oh, these are kind of affordable. So I just bought a Monkey Shines poster that'll be here soon. I really have problems. And speaking of eBay, that's where I got these little guys. Several years ago, I was lamenting the fact I could not come up with what happened to mine when I was younger. So I'm like, I really need one of these again. How much are they? And they're not that much for non-working ones. If you out there, lovely viewer, want one of these, you can probably still find one on eBay for 20, 30 bucks. I don't know if they've gone up a little in the last few years. These were all around $25, I would say. When I started looking for them, I found like 4 that were a reasonable price, so I watched all those auctions, and then let's say this one was first. I have no idea which one I got first. I need to quit spitting. And it was like 25 bucks, and he came up off auction, and I was like, yes, I won! I got a cymbal monkey! My life is complete! We are the champions, my friend! So, you know, I won the monkey. Then I'm looking, and I'm like, well, this guy goes off auction soon, and he's super creepy looking. He looks even different. His face is all grody and stuff, and he doesn't smell that good, but, I mean, does he look like he would? Anyway, I'm like, well, I should buy this one too. It's a reasonable price, right? So that auction came up, and I bid on it, and I won him too, because reasonable price. And then, you know, the third one comes up off auction, and he's brighter and cleaner than the other ones. Look at him. I need a bright, clean one, don't I? They can't all be dingy and gross. He was pretty reasonably priced too, so I bought a third one. Don't judge me. That's 3 cymbal monkeys. And now I have one more left on auction. Why wouldn't I buy him? Why leave him to twist in the wind? Look, he's got his wires sticking out and all that stuff. And just, I mean, 4 is a set, right? 3 isn't a set. So I bought him too. I bought all 4 of the ones I was watching. Then I got the hell off eBay, because how many cymbal monkeys can you own? I guess a whole house. I would give all the cymbal monkeys out there a home. You guys ever seen that video where the girl, and it's fake, is crying about cats? It's supposed to be for a dating profile. The plight of cymbal monkeys just tears into my heart. I just want to own every cymbal monkey in the world and give them a hug and a kiss, and it's actually kind of true, but I'm not going to do that. I have 4. I've used them in my photography some. In addition to shooting people and weird things, I like just taking pictures of static, creepy props, and to me, that's one of the all-time famous static creepy things. Maybe the creepiest toy ever. I don't know. But I love them. Reminds me of my childhood, and it makes me happy just to see them, even though they don't work. Working ones cost a good bit. You probably shell out a couple $100 for a working one, and I don't need one that works. I like that they just sit here, and they stare at me, and I stare at them, and I know one day, someday in the middle of the night, they're going to come to life, and it's going to be the greatest moment of my life. I'm going to be so happy when that creepy little thing comes to life. Next week, Eric and Horror Stories. I have no idea what I'm bringing to you. At the time I'm filming this, I have a big list of things to consider, and I'll just have to see what it is. So you'll just have to come join me next week to see what amazing things I have in store for you. This was a little bit shorter episode. They're not all going to be long. They're not all going to be short. Variety is the spice of life. You want some long ones. You want some short ones. You want some good size ones. Is this the perfect size? I think it's a pretty good size. All right, everybody. I will see you next week. Goodbye. And I stare back at them. And that's how I like to pass my time. Anyway, one day, they're going to come to life. And then we're going to have a big old happy party.